Alrighty, it is time for Seal of Orichalcos action, and in this one it is Yugi going up against Dartz. I think we may have seen a Yugi vs Dartz story match, but both decks have been altered. Yugi's deck hasn't got so much doubled up cards. Dartz, his deck was a tricky one because I think maybe only, 5 or 6 of his cards total actually exist. But his great Serpent Gare has been added to his deck. He's also got his Orichalcos monster. And the rest of them generally hover around those, 1400 to 2000 attack 4-star monsters. So from Yugi's perspective to start off, there's Seal of Orichalcos straight off the bat from Dartz. That actually gives him a massive advantage too, because if he gets Seal of Orichalcos very early, his 1800 plus normal 4-star monsters suddenly become 2300 plus beat sticks. And there's D-Spell, but remember Seal of Orichalcos actually needs to be hit twice to be able to be destroyed. Okay, so both players starting conservative. Alright, random card from Dartz' hand will be removed for 4 turns due to the effect of Light Force Sword. Over to comments early now as well. Crimson Maelstrom says, Chumlee once again showing the power of Aussie muscle. That was for the Chumlee and Yugi match yesterday. Chumlee has Kyber today. I think Kyber will give him a better challenge, but we will see. Chumlee has actually been really good for his run of Battle City as Dark Magician Girl. Dark Magician Girl sets to the field. 2000 attack, but maybe tough for that to stay on the field though. There's WoW Warrior. So a lot of Dartz' monsters have revolved around. Oh, there's Orichalcos Shuneros. So this is Dartz' Orichalcos monster. It gains 1000 for every face-up attack monster that the enemy has, which, to be honest, isn't a lot, so it shouldn't be difficult to get that off the field. And, ooh, giant red sea snake, and that will gain another 500 points as well. So that's from the effect of Orichalcos. Dark Magician Girl will be destroyed. Moon Wolfie says, I saw the 10-minute time and thought, this is for Pegasus and Weevil's game yesterday. Pegasus gets his tunes out and hammers Weevil, or Weevil beats Pegasus. Turns out it was first. Pegasus kicked Weevil's insect butt. My friend's first car was a Toyota Corolla. She had it since high school, but she recently got a 2015 also Corolla. Her old one got smashed pretty good when she had to go to work during our last winter storm. I had 2 Mustangs, and out of the 2, the 1998 was better than the 2003. And 03 is my favourite Mustang body model. I only had to fix the AC and radiator for the 98, while the 03 turned out to be a freaking lemon. Oh, that's the downside with some cars. Some of their earlier models are really good, some of their later models just suck. As Yugi, well, we may have to go for Karibo here. He's got polymerization. It'd be alright if he could get the flying mythical beast. Even still, that wouldn't be enough though, would it? That 2300, and Space Mambo is on the field as well at 2200. It's like ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. That's what I think whenever I see Space Mambo. I absolutely loathe that song. It is one of the most annoying songs. This father I tried to fix twice, replacing the coil pack with the problem. Apparently antifreeze was leaking from a head gasket onto the spark plugs. Yeah, that'll do a car in. I wasn't going to pay to get that head gasket fixed, so instead I would just get new spark plugs every few months. That's kind of what I'm doing right now with my car. My car's breathing a lot of dirt into the throttle body, and just every 6 to 12 months or so, it just clean it out and then it's fine. But the problem will repeatedly persist, but it's either that or like most of the engine is probably going to have to come apart and then get back together, and it will cost a lot. Moon Wolfie also said, I ended up with my mum's old 2000 Lexus that was still in amazing shape. I only sold it a few years back because it wasn't getting as good gas mileage as it used to. Plus I wanted Bluetooth and a backup camera, which that car didn't have to make my catering job easier. Though my current 2015 Equinox has a handful of things I eventually need to fix. Figure out why the switch fried, the liftgate actuator, tyre sensors, serpentine belt, spark plugs, coolant leak. All that could be simple hose or something more complicated. Oh, coolant leak. That could be simple hose fix or something more complicated. 9 times out of 10 coolant leaks are hoses. But if you've got coolant leaks, that can, if it's a serious problem, as we see Mirror Force, but it won't work because that Orichalcos thing will protect the level 4s. And alright, Yugi has lost the first match. Coolant leaks, if you've got a crack in the head unit for the cylinders and stuff, that can cause coolant leaks as well. That's what mine did once when I kept driving it when it was overheating. But it was a with Bluetooth, like my car's 91, it doesn't have Bluetooth. It's got like no technology in it at all. It's got a tape deck in it. It doesn't even have a CD player. The tape deck doesn't work. I've already tried it, but so what I do is I just bought a Bluetooth speaker, like a wireless Bluetooth speaker, and I just hang it off the off one of the sun guards, which apparently you're not meant to do that, but I don't think anyone's really going to care. It's not like it's not obstructing view or anything. It just sort of hangs off up by the passenger, by the sun visor. There's, in theory, yeah, I could put a Bluetooth system in it and put new speakers in, or I could spend $80 on a little Bluetooth speaker that just does the job. If you're in an enclosed space, those little Sony, what is it, an XB... whatever it is, it's a small one. It fits in your hand. We the Free Production says, this is the Des of Yugi's time as King of Games. Ha, nice. Moonwolfie also says, 10 minutes, my guess is that Chum will get his monsters out quick and not allow Yugi to keep anything on the field. Chum can get himself a few grilled cheese sandwiches for beating the King of Games. And Kodos Kopos also says, are you going to have a GX vs Seal of Orichalcos season? Yes, I would like to do some Seal of Orichalcos vs GX. I don't know if I'll do a full-blown season for them, but I would like to do like Dartz versus GX, Valen versus GX, and they just like run through the kind of like what Chum does with Battle City right now. I think I'll probably go for them. But at some stage, I do believe that every Yu-Gi-Oh character will have played every other Yu-Gi-Oh character at some point on this channel. You know, Kaiba would have played Flip Turner, Yubel would have played Leo and the other twin, I forget their names. The blue-haired twins, they look like Iono from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Alright, Yugi has gone with another face down. Dartz is looking pretty good here. There's Ancient Lizard Warrior. Put in to represent Dartz's ancient... How old is Dartz? Isn't he like 10,000 years old or something? Emperor Pikachu says, way to go Chum, a new king of games maybe. Possibly. Chumley is still unbeaten in the in his Battle City run. He's coming up against harder opponents though. Emperor Pikachu also says, hard to believe Raphael was king of games in the anime for like a few episodes till Yugi beat him in the rematch. It was that was actually a pretty fun match. I like watching Yugi go evil. It was like it's like the Trevor Phillips in Yugi came out. I remember Dark Magician's on the field and like he's like, because my Dark Magician is useless, he can get on the catapult. And Dark Magician looks at him and Yugi's like, get on the catapult! And, oh, there's Divine Serpent Ge, which was added to Dartz's deck. I didn't know that card was actually in the game until I put it through the... I thought it was Great Serpent Ge, not Divine Serpent Ge. I think that's what I did. I think I typed in Great Serpent to try to find it and couldn't before. Emperor Pikachu also says, this is on a Mario short, gotta love the classic Mario. I like Super Mario Bros. 3, I do not like Super Mario Bros. 2. The original Super Mario Bros. Is okay every once in a while, and the lost levels can just go straight to hell. That game is so stupidly difficult that it's like why would they release that for kids? Like, no kid is ever... I'm sure some kids probably pass the lost levels, but man, that game is like horrendous. Horrendously difficult. In fact, I will stick by that. Most kids would never have passed that game. Because even when you get to World 8-4, there's heaps of different levels after that as well. Emperor Pikachu also says, I never really understood the point of synchro summoning, was always frustrating for me. Well, I stopped watching pretty much after sort of like GX era. Brain control. I need a drink or something. I have not got one around me. Dang. And, oh, Breaker the Magical Warrior. We know the history of Yugi and Breaker the Magical Warrior, especially when it comes to Weevil. Oh, Yugi double tribute. It could be. Is it? Oh, it's Dark Magician. If he has his, is it Eye of Timaeus, the one that Yugi has? And Joey's is a Hermos one, and Kyber's is... I forget their names. I forget their names all the time, even though I've probably just seen the card. I just don't remember card names. Now, Dartz does have Dimensional Prison, so in theory, Dark Magician can't even do anything right now. Oh, Divine Serpent Ge is now to the field. Is that why Dartz allowed his fish to be destroyed? It's Divine Serpent Ge is... It's not a great card, but it's not bad. Because it can copy the... it can copy the highest attack on the field. Midnight DB says... Yugioh using very specific wording that can make things a little confusing if you're not so familiar. Another example is the difference between send or sent from the hand and discard. Even though it's the same physical action in real life, some effects specify that they have to be discarded to activate. Yeah, it's... it wasn't until I bought the digital game and seen all of those sorts of effects that I actually realised how much of it I didn't get right when I was playing like physical card game. Magic Formula puts 1,000 points onto Yugi, which is actually going to keep him in this match. And Saxpack Abs says, otters do indeed squeak. Your impressions were not that far off. Otters they're a very cool animal. I know that they can't see very well though. In the when I was in Japan and I went through the little otter sanctuary that was in the aquarium, it was like pitch black in there. Or it wasn't like pitch black, but it was very, very dimly lit. The lights were like a very weak LED, and it just sort of like showed you through the footpath, and there was some very low density roof lighting as well. But the otters, they can't function in light, their eyes. There's giant red sea snake and ancient lizard warrior throne down, but with... Oh, I was up all night last night playing this. I was live streaming as well. I live streamed card grinding for maybe 3 hours. Bit of fun. Me and Zukowski were chatting for a bit. It was like in the early AM hours where I am, so I couldn't have my microphone on, be like chatting because there's other people asleep. So and Emperor Pikachu came and hung out for a little bit as well. And it looks like this may be, oh no, Yugi's used magical hats. He's hanging in there. I will say that about Yugi. He does know how to hang in there. You know what sucks though about the live stream? When they sort of like go onto YouTube, 2 hours 39 minutes and 38 seconds is how long I streamed it for. It doesn't save the comments. Like, it doesn't save the live stream comments, like the live chat. All of that disappears when the stream ends, which is kind of sucks because I was enjoying having those chats. I was using the Gravekeeper's deck for a little bit as well. And it was someone that said, I think it might have been Zukowski, said the synergy for the Gravekeeper's deck is like really, really good, even for its time. And yeah, the Gravekeeper's deck, man, is awesome. I love using that deck. And this could be it for Yugi, and it is. Well, he put up a bit of a fight, but Dartz just had a little bit too much. But Dartz is supposed to be strong, so... And Yugi, we all know that Yugi's deck is not that great, so he probably deserves to lose. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks for leaving all the comments as well. We have got Chumley going up against Kyber in the next match as well. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, take care, farewell.